Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name's Lara and today we are going to do the April 2025 pick a card or pick a flower reading. So what I need you to do is take a deep breath, relax, and ask out loud or in your head, what does the month of April 2025 have in store for me? What messages do I need to hear in order to best prepare for this month and keep myself aligned with my highest and greatest path? And once you've set that intention, take a look at all three groups on screen and select whichever one you feel most intuitively drawn towards. We have group number 1 with the mums, group number 2 with the sunflower, and group number 3 with the rose. Some of you guys watching might feel drawn into more than one group or maybe even all three groups. And that's okay. If that's the case, then there could be multiple messages for you in those groups. What I ask everyone is to take what resonates from these readings and leave anything that doesn't. The whole point of pick a card readings, it's a group reading, is to listen to your own intuition and get a really great idea of what's specifically in store for you. But when you do group readings, you need to take what resonates and leave anything that doesn't, okay? If you want a personal one-on-one reading with me where I'm literally only focusing on you, I actually do offer a month ahead personal reading on my website, spiritpsychic.org. So I would love to do that with you guys and work with you in that way. There's other readings available too. I also offer Shamanic life coaching sessions, which is 12 months of hour-long readings each week with daily email correspondence. So if any of those things interest you, go to my website. The link to that is always in the description box as well as the comment section. So pause now if you're still selecting your group, and otherwise, let's begin. Hello, group number 1, and welcome. You guys selected the mums. If you want an additional message for the month of April, look up on Google, what is the spiritual meaning of mums? I'm sure you'll find some interesting additional messages. So from the Fairy Wisdom Oracle, you have the Wild Violet coming out. Beautiful. Guys, this represents romance, actually. It may be time to perk up a current love affair or to welcome a new one into your life. Oh, wow. So romantic relationships may be improving if you select group number 1. Energies may be warming back up. I don't know if, you got into some sort of argument, falling out, or just a depressive period that one or both of you were going through if you're already in a relationship, but things are heating back up. And if you're single, there could be some fiery love affairs that can pop up for you in April. We always hear about the fairy tale romance, but as fairies will tell you, it doesn't happen without some effort. A relationship should be based on mutual respect and honesty and love. Small things go a long way in perking up a relationship. There's a small kiss on the cheek, just for nothing, or the hug at the door. Really listening to your partner is vital for any relationship. I also want to add here, for some of you guys, you may be planning some sort of day trip or weekend getaway with your partner if you're looking to spice the relationship back up or heat it back up again, doing something intentional to really bring that romance back. Get the basic building blocks under the relationship and then keep building. Even if you are not currently in a relationship with another person, you can treat yourself by creating... Oh, here's Luna. This is my cat, Luna, if you're unfamiliar. She demands attention 24/7, so everyone pay your respects, say hi to Luna. Anyways, get the even if you're not currently in a relationship with another person, you can treat yourself by creating a space in your home to pamper yourself. Romance isn't just for some. It's about a pretty tablecloth and flowers in a vase, soft music to relax by, or a nice glass of wine to drink before a warm fire. You are worth the effort. How can you put more romance into your life? Actually, this really resonates for the month of April. And it's funny because just 2 days ago, I went ahead and bought myself a bouquet of flowers just because I felt like I was desiring more romance. And even though I have love in my life, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to wait around for someone else to buy me flowers. I'm not going to ask for it either because that's weird. I just bought it for myself. Who cares? So that message really rings true for the month of April. And I feel like you are also on top of that. If you're interested in relationships or you're already in one, finding ways to incorporate more of that romance there as well. And then we have Moon Secrets coming through. Very beautiful. I love working with fairy messages. Oh my gosh. And the reason why I selected so many fairy decks, because the tarot we're going to be using is also fairy related, is because I just feel like they're so strong in the springtime. And where I live, we just in the Northern Hemisphere, we just entered into springtime. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, happy autumn. But yeah, which they're also strong that time of year as well. So that's why I'm connecting with the fairies. Anyways, the key word here is cycles. Life is all about cycles. Creation depends on cycles. The cycles that create life on Earth are meshed with those that create and run the universe. We are all aware of the moon cycles and the effects that they have upon our life on Earth. From our tides to our reproductive cycles, the moon has great influence upon our lives. For certain, the universe also has many other cycles that influence us. Everything in existence is cyclic in one form or another, or it could not exist. I love how Luna, who's named after the moon, and now licking my hand, is coming out when we start talking about the moon. That's so funny. There's a season for everything. Everything must happen in its own time. A cycle forms a circle, which symbolizes the oh my god, I can never say this word. The continuing flow, let's just say that, of cosmic energy flow. The energy that animates each of us is never ending. Blah, 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 blah. You get the point. Pay attention and notice all the cycles around you in your life. The seeds that sprout and grows has a cycle. Day and night are cyclic. You breathe in and you breathe out. What these cycles tell you is that there is an order in the universe and there is order in your life. You just have to acknowledge the order and flow with it. Don't fight it. Know that when you relax in life, things begin to work more smoothly as you are no longer fighting against the universal energy patterns, but moving within them. So this can even occur in your mental health and your relationships as well. There may be a cycle in your relationship, for example, where you or your partner are going through something, needing to emotionally process some changes, some wounds, etc. And, the romance might not be as strong during that time, but that doesn't mean that things are heading in a wrong direction. That doesn't mean things are bad. You just need to embrace that part of the cycle of processing, letting go, feeling, and, in your own life, there may be periods where you're going deep within, you're reflecting, you are healing. And then there may be other seasons where you are feeling social, you are feeling on top of things, motivated, creative, getting a lot done, productive. So I see you really learning how to make the most of these cycles, of these seasons, and live quite in harmony with them, which is very beautiful. We have self-acceptance, exactly. Nothing is more exhausting than endlessly working on yourself. When you offer your whole being fully to love, self-acceptance arises spontaneously. May I rest in our divine oneness, dear Lord. And then you have striving. Oh my gosh. Yes. Eventually, the individual ego's drive to make things happen falls away, replaced with a relaxed, trusting openness to answers as they arise. Thank you, divine. I said thank you, divine, and then Luna did her little mew. Thank you, divine, for letting me move with the flow. Very beautiful. I feel like April, things will be getting a lot easier for you. A lot less striving, pushing, trying to force things to work in relationships, trying to force your problems to be fixed. And it's turning more so into just gently falling back and realizing, this part of the cycle, I might need to focus on infusing more romance and self-care into my schedule and not put so much pressure for the flowers of my love or my life to bloom and blossom. Luna really just wants your attention, guys. And I noticed she was pawing at this card earlier. So let's see what this is. Contract. Okay. So if you got anything legally going on right now, it may be going in your favor. There may be some beautiful developments. I don't know why I keep coming back to this message of someone, either you or your partner or both perhaps, are trying to process the past, emotionally process the past, let the past be in the past, figure out a new future dynamic. And I'm seeing you just wanting to settle down. Things feel very transitional right now. And that may have been causing some mental health issues. And with the contract card coming out in April, I feel like things will be getting easier for you this month. And there may be some boundaries that are spoken about that really help protect your peace and help you move forward in a beautiful direction. Also, legal developments, if that applies to you, may be going in your favor as well. And it just feels like life is getting easier, relationships are getting easier. So that's really great. And then we have Magician and the Mirror upright. This is actually a really beautiful month for manifestation. And that manifestation is not going to come through endless, tiring, striving, and hard work. What I'm actually seeing is that you are prioritizing the highest impact things that will make life easier. So instead of worrying about like spreading yourself thin, focusing on all of these different responsibilities that may not even have a huge impact on your life, you're like, what are like 3 things I can do today that will make the most difference in my goals and what I'm trying to achieve and what I'm trying to do? And through doing that, you manifest quite a lot. Very beautiful. Oh my gosh, Luna really loves you guys. Really wants to be a part of your reading. She kind of blends into the table. So if you can't see her, she's literally right here. I don't know. Anyways, let's get some messages from the tarot. Final messages. What does the month of April have in store for you? We have the 4 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this shows that emotional processing and healing that I was seeing in your relationships. Romance is being reignited because whatever tough times you or your partner have been going through, and this doesn't, even if you're single, guys, this could even just be yourself. You know, you have been going through a hard time. You've been doing a lot of emotional processing. And there's a deep level of coming back together, healing that romance in your life, that ability to really luxuriate, is that even a word? Live in luxury, like enjoy your little outings, you know, get yourself a nice iced coffee and a bouquet of flowers, enjoy a little picnic with your friend, and really just romanticize your life, whatever that looks like. That warmth, that romance is coming back. That sense of helplessness, hopelessness, and lack of confidence is what is leaving in the month of April. So as the sun warms up for a lot of us watching, so too does your mental health, romance. Things are heating up again. So I really like to see the 4 of Swords in reverse in this reading. This is definitely a time to give space. Okay, so if you've been worried about a partner or a friend because they themselves are going through some sort of depression or legal issue that they're having to work out right now, they will be fine. Okay, try to find a way to infuse that romance with them. And like enjoy your time together, bonding time together, maybe even like planning a day trip and having something to look forward to together may really go a long way and help you guys out. That's something else I'm seeing here. We have the Chariot coming out upright. Yeah, things are really actually moving forward for you this month. And the Chariot, the Magician in the Mirror, it's very interesting. You're making some pretty big leaps and bounds forward, actually. But the funny thing is, I'm not seeing that you're overly working so hard to make these leaps and bounds. That it's what we were saying earlier, where it's like, do the highest impact things that you know will make the biggest difference, and you will see more progress than you have in previous months. And it really is that simple. But you are really moving forward. Another thing that I'm seeing here, in relationships, it feels like there's a transition taking place this month where perhaps there was a big focus on emotionally processing the past, and I'm seeing more of a focus on your futures together. And not even just together, but separately as well. Like your best friend, for example, you may be noticing they're in this mindset of like working towards their future, a brighter future, instead of being so caught up emotionally in old past situations with a lot of long history. Does that make sense? So I'm just seeing things are improving, things are moving forward. There's definitely a future focus here. We have the Knight of Cups coming out in reverse. Now, to me, this shows some inconsistency. So, for example, in a romantic relationship, things may have been really romantic and beautiful in the past, or at the beginning of the relationship, or at the beginning of the year, or something like that. Things may have cooled off a little bit due to mental health reasons, is what I'm seeing, emotionally processing reasons. And I feel like the month of April, we are restoring that. That's what feels to be your biggest challenge, is restoring that sense of romance in your life. And again, I want to clarify, like, even if you're single, this could be just talking about you, romancing yourself. Like, you may have been just striving too hard in February and March, going through a little bit of a depression or anxiety, and may have lost touch with that sense of life feels good and that romance of life. And that is what is being restored in April. We have the Nine of Wands. Yeah. There's something here about standing by your boundaries. You may have had to set some stern boundaries in the recent past, which I see with contract here as well, in order to protect yourself and what you feel like you deserve. And the message here is to just keep doing that in order to make sure that things are going in a beautiful direction. And then final card out, we have the World in reverse. This really summarizes everything we just talked about, guys. I'm going to let you know something very intuitively that I'm picking up on. I'm picking up on a timeline here. And feel free to comment down below to fill me in, because I really don't know the specific situations that I talk about when I do these group readings. But if you resonated with the message of there's something here, either within you or your partner or something like that, where it's like emotionally processing the past and letting go of the past, I am seeing a timeline for some reason by like the end of August, or maybe a little bit sooner, summertime or the end of August, feels to be a really big turning point in that emotional processing, where it's like we are fully focused on the future, fully settled in, fully barreling forward in our future and really making leaps and bounds. Okay. So any sort of deep mourning that you're currently in, or recovery that you might be in, or just processing big life changes that you're currently in, I am seeing that things will get progressively better quite quickly. So you don't need to feel impatient. However, your biggest, like, okay, we're done with this deep emotionally processing period, thought will be around August. Okay, does that make sense? So I don't know why the timeline looks like that. I don't know if something big is shifting or happening in the summertime for you, but that's what I'm seeing. And like a complete 100%, I'm 1000 billion% over this and like onto my new timeline. You'll feel that way by, I want to say the start of 2026. So again, I don't know what I'm talking about. You have to fill me in on how this resonates with your specific life if you selected group number 1. But that's what I'm seeing for April. You know, I feel like you are being asked to take good care of yourself. It feels like you are on a journey of emotional processing, improvements, and, you know, the people closest to you are on a similar journey as well. It feels like your confidence will be growing in April also. And that is as a result of you romancing your own life and really enjoying the relationship you have with self. And that will help you out tremendously. But there's a lot of healing, especially in emotions and relationships, that's taking place, okay? So anyways, I hope this reading resonated. Thank you so much for joining me. And like this video, comment how it resonated down below. Subscribe if you've not already. I will see you guys later. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome. What is in store for you in April 2025? So I'm just going to warn you now, my cat Luna has really been demanding attention. So if you see her walking onto the table, that's why. She's literally sitting right here. You can kind of see her. She blends in with the table a little bit. But anyways, what's in store for you from the Fairy Wisdom Oracle? You have Believe. Wow. So I really feel like you're working a lot with your mindset right now. And you're understanding that your mindset plays a really big role into what you manifest in your reality. And some of you guys may be doing some more spiritual mindset work. So for example, some of you may have taken a break from, like, if you have like a meditation practice, you're going back to that meditation practice, or going back to scripting your desired reality, or creating gratitude lists, or things like that. I don't know why I'm seeing that's going to be very, very important for you. I'm seeing a return back to your spiritual practice that will really help uplift your mindset and have you believing in yourself, in your relationship, in your dreams, in your goals, a lot more than you have been recently. So that's really powerful when it comes to your ability to manifest. And for that, I believe that this might be a really great month for you to make some progress with whatever it is that you're wanting to grow in your life. We also have fairies coming out, just generally. This is from the Fairy Wisdom Oracle. Wow. Let's actually see what this card means. There's some messages in this deck that are a little bit hard to understand. So let's see. Okay, so the key word here is the spirit realm. This card represents the realm of fairies and the fairy within you. If this card comes to you, it reveals an inborn ability to tap into spirits of the mystical realm. Okay, so I definitely feel like the shamans and priestesses and psychics and mediums and seers that watch my channel have definitely selected group number 2. You may find that you are enhanced with an otherworldly, magical, fairy-like quality. You may come from a long line of fairy ancestors carrying the bloodline of these ancients. Others may notice something a bit different about you. The word eccentric might come to the minds of some who are acquainted with you. But do you care? No. And this is how it should be. You may see, hear, or know things that others do not. Administering healing energy may be your talent. There's a special twinkle in your eye. These are the eyes that can see fairies and communicate with all the elementals. You work with the heavenly realm as well as the earthly spirits. You are a gifted person, intuitive and capable of easily channeling the energies of the universe. Wow, so that I didn't see these cards beforehand, guys. So it makes a lot of sense that with the Believe card, we were picking up on this message of you really connecting in to your spiritual gifts, talents, and abilities, and practices as well. So this is a really spiritual focused month where you're really using this ability that you have to connect to the unseen spiritual realms and make that your superpower and really use it to your advantage, changing your own internal energies and landscape in order to change your external landscape and reality, and calling upon the help of beautiful helper spirits to essentially manifest the life that you're wanting to see in whatever way that looks like right now. Remember to always use this power for the highest good. Always ask that you be guided in its use and that no one comes to harm you through ministering. Remember to keep your ego out of your spiritual work, for therein lies your downfall. Give credit where credit is due. Spirit does the work. Very beautiful. Then you have creative blocks coming through as well. If you are an artist of any kind, you can offer all work to the divine, making it God's alone. Wow. Such a really unseen realm connection is really strongly present in your reading, group number 2. I offer this for the highest good to benefit the planet. Release me from any blocks and restrictions. May this serve all who need. So creative blocks may be lifted for you in April. And I'm seeing this intense productivity. Like any creative projects that you may have abandoned in the previous weeks and months, you may be returning back to with a vengeance, like randomly deciding to pick up that instrument or start writing a book or something crazy like that, and just going balls to the wall with it. I'm seeing, if you ever get in the mood to just sit down and start something creative, but then you end up doing it all night long, and suddenly the birds outside are singing and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't sleep at all. But you got a lot done in one sitting. That's the sort of vibe I'm feeling multiple times in the month of April. And I can relate to that. Literally yesterday, I filmed 16 videos, guys. So I was just in the zone. So I totally relate to this group, and I'm seeing within you, you're doing things like that a lot. We have true offering, which is really similar. May I release the fears, illusions, and addictions that keep me from my true offering. May I relax into your plan, trusting that the next steps will always be shown. Use me, love. Use me for the highest. I am yours alone. Very beautiful. So essentially, you guys who selected group number 2 are offering all to the divine, channeling. I'm seeing a lot of you guys are channelers, allowing your ancestors, for example, to move through you. Let's just say you're a chef, allowing your ancestors or beautiful spirits to move through you and create these dishes that just really hold so much memory and humanity. I don't know how else to put it. Allowing creativity to move through you. And channeling in very, very beautiful, needed projects or advice, ideas in your daily life, which is so stunning. The lighting is getting a little weird because there's a lot of direct light coming onto the table, so I apologize for that. We have man holding a heart coming through from the energy oracle. Wow, so there may be quite a lot of love or romance here for a lot of you guys. Someone really, really loves you. Now, if you are not in a romantic connection, this can show a man or masculine energy person really coming through to help you out because they just want to protect you, they want to help you, and they do have a lot of love for you. So this could even be talking about like a fatherly figure or a friend. But for the majority of you, this shows romance, like big time romance, even if you're a lesbian. Okay, we have the World card coming out as well. It definitely, I love this. So it feels like almost not similar to group number one, but in group number one's reading, there was this big message of a lot of emotional processing going on, releasing the past, releasing old chapters, and beginning to really focus on the future, especially in relationships, like the future of a relationship, the future of you're like a new sort of dynamic. And for you guys, I'm noticing these lotuses on this card here. And to me, it shows like you may have gone through some rough energies, rough patches, these past few weeks and months, really having to grow through the mud of it all. But now you're at a point where it's like you're happily in the present moment. You're in your creative flow. You're spiritually connected. And it just feels like you're at a turning point in April where it's like the past now moves into the past. The future is moving into the present moment, you know? So it definitely feels like there's some big completion. And the World card does represent completion. So some of you guys, like I said, may be completing a big creative project because you're getting into these like hyper fixation modes where it's like you focus so much energy onto it. Okay, sorry guys, I had to fix the lighting situation because that was bothering me. But yeah, I definitely feel and see this huge message of like major creative works and projects moving through, being delivered. I'm also seeing you may be connecting with someone who is also getting a lot of projects done. I'm just seeing movement, like getting so much done, being so productive, and I don't know how else to describe it. It just feels really, really good. There's manifestation here, believing that you can make a lot of change in a short amount of time, and so it happens. Some of you guys are doing a lot of acts of service. You may be fixing up a building, a home, a garden, something like that. Being like an earth keeper, you know, cleaning up some litter or like a river or something. I don't know why I'm specifically seeing messages here of maintenance. Okay, being an earth keeper, like as a sacred purpose, is essentially to maintain the beauty and well-being of Mother Earth. And that may be like taking care of a home, even. That could be taking care of a building. That could be taking care of a garden or a piece of land or a river, a stream. I am seeing that. And also just maintaining your own body and health, and or even caregiving for others. I'm seeing a lot of generosity there. And your creativity may be tied to helping others and helping restore confidence and well-being into the lives of others as well. Wow. And, you know, romantically, if any of you are in a relationship, I feel like your partner is going through similar energies where they're very productive as well. Getting a lot done creatively, like you're both just like working on your own little projects or even working on things together. So that's really fun. And I'm seeing romantically like bringing the best out in each other. We have the Knave of Wands. Yes, this is that fiery, creative energy, passion. Okay, starting and finishing a new creative project within the month, which is crazy to me. Like the example I could give here is like someone might start like writing a book and you hyperfixate on it so much that you finish the rough draft within the month. You know, that's a crazy example, but I think you get the point. Or like deciding, you know what, I'm going to renovate my kitchen, and then you start it and finish in the month of April. We have the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is that hard work, lots of productivity. And also it's just like skills. Like, look, we have a fairy here who completely built this beautiful basket for these mice to live in and to carry this abundance here. So beautiful. I I feel like some of you guys may be getting a lot of joy connecting with people in a very physical way. So for example, if you're in a relationship, you might enjoy working on like household projects together with your partner. Or if you are, I don't know, having like a business partner, you may really enjoy the times where you can just like, I don't know, get in the kitchen and cook together. Like, let's just say you run a restaurant together, I don't know, and coming up with new recipes. I'm seeing a lot of joy from improving this month. And this could even be improving your own personal skill sets, like studying or learning a new skill. There's so much joy that comes from study, development. It's just beautiful. We have the Ace of Wands. Oh my. Yeah, that's the thing too. You could be with someone for like 40 plus years and you can keep the spark alive, keep the passion alive by keeping the passion alive in your own lives. You know, so it's like when you have this exciting project that you're working on and it requires you to like build new skills and overcome challenges, like that's so fulfilling. It's enriching to the human mind. And when you have that going on, there's some excitement in your life and that's attractive to other people. And on the flip side as well, you may be attracted to people because they have exciting things going on in their life. There's such a beautiful feeling of pride that comes when like your loved ones are doing amazing things. Like I have friends who are like writing books. I have friends who are, you know, being interviewed on podcasts and radio shows. I have friends who are like starting their own like community-based businesses and things. Like there's so many cool things that people do. And it's just, there's a certain like feeling that comes when you're surrounded by people who are doing cool, creative things. And I feel like you are that person as well. Which just, there's so much passion and like bouncing ideas off of each other. And like, that's why it's so important to keep inspiring good company, because that is a feeling that's very contagious. You see your friends doing these cool things and it makes you want to do these cool things. You feel inspired by it. And when you do that yourself, you're such an inspiration to the people around you as well. And you may notice them doing their own things as well. We have the Two of Cups coming out in reverse. This is kind of surprising. Two of Cups in reverse does show an end of connections, end of any connection that is codependent, or anyone in your life. Like this could be a friend, this could be a partner who you notice like has a codependent relationship that they're going through. Like they could be codependent off of their parent or their ex, trying to always win them back or something like that. You may be noticing that codependency is ending in the month of April. Or even if you're in your own codependent relationships, you're ending that codependency or any codependent habits. And how you're doing this, if this is your life, you know, you may have had, like, maybe you weren't in a full-fledged codependent relationship with someone or friendship with someone, but maybe there were some, like, habits there where their unhappiness deeply makes you unhappy. You know what I mean? And you're restoring your own independence by, like we said, focusing on your own creatively fulfilling projects and things in life, you know? Instead of relying your happiness 100% upon a certain someone, it's like, no, like I enjoy my life outside of that. Like I have this business I'm working on, this book that I'm writing, I have my garden that needs tending to, I'm volunteering for this ocean cleanup project, I go to the gym, I do this, I do that. When you have a very enriched and fulfilling life just as an individual, it makes your friendships and relationships very healthy as well. And so I am seeing codependent patterns are really melting away, not only from you, but you'll be noticing codependent patterns sort of being released and let go of within your closest loved ones as well. And then we have the Knave of Cups in reverse as your final card out. Yeah, and you know what? This is some emotional immaturity here. Or like have like overly clinging on to the past is what I'm seeing, and the emotions of a past or like an old relationship. So for example, this could be someone like a mama's boy, for example, or this could be like one of your best friends, like they just cannot get over their ex, for example. These things are really going to improve in the month of April. And as weird as it sounds, a part of the reason why it improves in the people around you is because it improves within yourself. Because you are intrinsically connected to everyone first and foremost, but especially the people closest to you. And what you perceive in your external reality is a reflection of your internal reality. So if you're noticing people around you who have some emotional attachments or immaturity that is sort of leaning towards the codependent direction, it is because you yourself need to focus more on you and your passions and projects and things like that, and have a fulfilling life as an individual in order to have a healthy, balanced life relationship-wise. And so, yeah, I feel like you're ending codependent cycles, group number 2, and really enjoying the work that you're doing in this planet. And I feel like if you select group number 2, you're doing a lot of powerful healing work with the planet, which is just so beautiful. So thank you so much for joining me. Definitely like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe if you've not already. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there, shamanic life coaching sessions there, as well as my online tarot reading course, so check it out. Bye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome. Let's see what is in store for you in the month of April 2025. First card out is, oh gosh, is Discovery. This is from the Fairy Wisdom Oracle, and I definitely feel like if you select group number 3, there's going to be some unexpected new things that you might become like obsessed with. So this could be like a new hobby, new information that you're learning more about. I'm seeing specifically someone maybe getting into a new book series that you just can't put down. So really exciting stuff there. I'm seeing a lot of like mental discoveries, like, oh my gosh, I'm also getting a message. Someone watching is teaching themselves or learning more about like automotive repair. And you're discovering a whole world about that. I know that's so specific. That definitely won't resonate with everyone. But, I'm seeing you learning a lot of like new information and discovering more in life. Especially like when it comes to your hobbies and knowledge, the skills that you have, you're expanding upon that. We have oh my gosh, you have the book fairy coming out. I literally just said someone watching is going to get obsessed with a new book series, or a new to you book series at the very least. Oh my God. And then the book fairy comes out. And you know what? This actually, it resonates with everyone, I feel, because when you're discovering new skills, learning more about it, like there's something about like just picking up a book that is so inspirational, like nonfiction especially, where it just is so inspirational. When I become obsessed with a new topic, like, yeah, you can learn so much from the internet, but there's something about having it organized into a physical book and opening that book up that just hits different. So I am seeing a lot of you select the group number 3, as crazy, as specific as it sounds. You may be reading a life-changing book in the month of April that really inspires you, and you may become obsessed with that topic. I can give a few examples off of the top of my head. Like The Artist's Way is probably the best example I could give when it comes to a book that I became obsessed with. Like my whole life became working through The Artist's Way for like 3 months, you know. The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. I became obsessed because of reading that book with the concept of like going through all of my belongings and having like a better relationship with my belongings and just only keeping things that really sparked joy in my life. Like that was my obsession, and it really just took me on a whole new journey mentally, looking at life and things differently. And I could go off on a whole video just talking about books that, you know, changed my life, that like really every day I would think so much about the concepts that those books were teaching. Books can be really life-changing. So anyways, I am seeing, you know, if you were trying to convince yourself not to go out and get a new book this month, you can go ahead and treat yourself, because it might change your life. Or, you know, at least get a library card. Honestly, like there's so many great books in libraries nowadays. I used to hang out in libraries so much when I was younger because I had those types of parents that would literally just lock us out of the house in the summer. So the library was the only place with air conditioning. So we would just hang out in the libraries all the time. And now as an adult, recently I've been going back to libraries, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like there's actually so many great like nonfiction books here. Like I can learn about any subject, whether that be like quilting or history or even like self-help concept. Like there's so many books available in library, and usually with libraries, when you get like a membership or library card to one library, you have access to all of the libraries in your county. I don't know if that works the same way everywhere, but I can't recommend it more, especially now, especially if you live in the United States. They're trying to defund libraries. Go out and get a library card and access that resource, because it is life-changing. And there's just I'm seeing relationships with reading really strongly in April. That's such a specific concept, but one of the best gifts I think I was given in my life out of everything was the joy of reading. And I got the joy of reading from being read to like every night in childhood. And I just think that literacy is a little bit undervalued nowadays, especially with, everything being like video based on the internet. And this is a joy, and I get down on my knees and I'm pleading, anyone watching, if you have children, read to them every night and give them that same joy of literacy, because it will change their life for the better. If you want to have a smart child and a well-rounded adult, give them the joy of reading. I don't know how to describe it, but when you enjoy reading and learning about new subjects through words as opposed to only video or only audio, the critical thinking skills combined with the amount that you can learn and new philosophies you can take on is very high. And obviously I love videos. I'm literally making a video right now. Obviously I love YouTube and short form content and all of that, and I think it's great in its own way. But reading specifically, especially reading the news as opposed to watching it, allows you to make and formulate your own opinions. Whereas when you watch a video, you have all those comments there of people telling you how to think. Or when you're watching the news, a lot of the times it's opinion-based news. Like, this is how you should think, this is how you should react. Whereas when you're reading something, you are formulating your own judgments and critical thinking. So, oh my gosh, I'm sorry for going off on like a 7-minute tangent on reading. But anyways, you have True Love coming out. Wow, it seems like all of the groups, April is just a great month for romance for everyone, which makes a lot of sense. Venus is going direct again, and I oftentimes find that at the end of certain transits, the planets can really gift us with the things that they rule over, and Venus rules over love. So I'm not surprised that self-love and romantic love seem to be a big thing coming through in April. It says your wholeness and safety lie within, not from a partner. Let's repeat that for the people in the back. Your wholeness and safety lie within, not from a partner. But this sovereignty actually leads to the deepest intimacy for you to stop using others. Let me stand on my own feet, dear Lord, and know true love. If I could go back in time and give my younger self any piece of wisdom, any piece of advice, I would try to find a way to really let it sink into younger me how critically important it is to be able to fully, thoroughly be at peace and enjoy life on your own. Like, aside from romantic relationships, aside from having codependent, like, best friendships that is like borderline romantic relationships, aside from all of that, can you cultivate peace and happiness just on your own? Because when you can be peaceful and happy on your own, like by yourself, you stop settling for less than what you deserve in relationships, because you have that baseline level of peace by yourself, right? Like when I'm single, when I'm by myself, I'm having a great time. I just can work and do whatever I want without anyone's approval, without having to worry about what anyone thinks. I can buy myself the flowers I want. I can hang out with my friends and go on the dates that I want, or even just go out by myself. I take care of myself. I go to the gym. I eat healthy meals. I do everything that I want to do on my own. So it's like, why would I stay in a relationship that takes away my peace if I feel so peaceful and happy by myself, So I feel like true love really does come from within. And I can, again, go off on a whole tangent, a whole different video talking about this concept. But I won't. We have self-love. Wow, true love and self-love. Isn't that crazy? How these and also look at the color scheme here. Like the two fairy oracles cards, they're all like purpley with some greens. And then these two are like pink and green. I love the aesthetic balance. Anyways, self-love and true love. That's such a strong pointed message for group number 3. Show me how to love myself. Show me how to take care of the inner child. Show me how to be kind within. When you step into self-forgiveness, so much can change on the outside. Exactly. So the biggest theme of April, group number 3 for you, is really learning how to enjoy your life on your own. And even if you're in a relationship, and there's great, beautiful love there, that relationship will improve when you learn how to keep romancing yourself. And when you return back to giving yourself that true love, it really will. Your love life on the outside improves drastically when you take amazing care of yourself. And sometimes, especially in the beginning phases of relationships, you become so obsessed with the other person that you sort of become crazy and you stop like focusing on the things that make you happy, like having alone time, or like even like the things that make you peaceful, like spending time with friends or family or working out. It just doesn't hit the same as when you're spending time with your loved one in those early days of romance. You know what I mean? Because there's just such a drastic limerence in the early stages. But that limerence does calm down a little bit. And it's crazy because when you're in that state of limerence, you don't want it to calm down, but after it does calm down, life feels so much more peaceful again. I don't know how to describe it, but I am seeing a return to self-love and really being the independent baddie that you are. We have deceit in reverse. This is a really powerful message. Okay, some of you guys these past few weeks and months may have been hit with some trust issues that you have that you're trying to overcome, right? The deceit card in reverse actually is such a reassuring message that if you're connected to someone, they are honest, okay? They are being honest. And you may know that they're honest, but it's your own past or your past with this person or just for whatever reason, you may have a hard time trusting or like you have relationship anxieties that you're overcoming. I'm seeing the month of April is a phenomenal month for overcoming relationship anxieties, learning how to trust, learning how to really love yourself and become that radiant, self-loved person that just attracts beautiful things towards you. And I gotta be honest, when you appreciate your life to the fullest on your own, it is so attractive. It is so hot. So I really love the messages that are coming through for you guys. We have victory coming out as well. Wow, this will be a great month. I really feel it. Victory. And this is what I'm talking about. Like this golden glowing aura comes naturally as a result of pouring energy into yourself, focusing on the self, allowing yourself to really be taken care of, focusing on your own goals, your own dreams. And a great time for self-love is actually when the people in your life are really busy or like you're in a transitional period, like you're asking the universe, like, oh my gosh, all my friends are busy. Like, when will they stop being busy? Or, oh my gosh, my partner is going through this depressed, rough time. Like, I just want it to be over. And it's like, these times are actually gifts from the universe because they're so focused on what they're doing. It's a great time for you to be focused on what you're doing. It's a great time for you to really save your money up, tackle financial concerns, work overtime, go to the gym, make healthy meals, get into hobbies you want to get into, read the books you want to read, etc., etc. It's just a beautiful time to pour into yourself. And these times don't last forever. And in fact, they really don't last that long either, because when you really truly pour energy into you, it attracts so many opportunities and other people to you that can easily become a distraction again. You know what I mean? So it's like, having this high intensity self-love leads to success, but it also leads to discovery, new opportunities that will, it's a pattern. It's a cycle. We have the Four of Swords coming out in reverse. This is really interesting because for group number 1, this was also their first card out. Four of Swords in reverse. I definitely feel like a lot of people in the collective are recovering from seasonal depression, anxiety, or even we just had eclipse season as well. So any debates, disputes, arguments, grief that may have come up during that time, April is definitely a month of resting, healing, processing. And that's what I'm saying. Like during this processing period, you might be giving a little bit of space to anyone who may be healing. It's a great time for you to focus on yourself and love yourself. We have the Knight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, Knight of Wands in reverse. It lacks commitment. This is an energy that, you know what I'm seeing? I feel like friends, loved ones, or romantic relationship, for whatever reason, whatever they're going through, they might not be able to give you as much love, time, and affection that you may be desiring right now. And this could be maybe they're going through a rough patch at school. If they're studying, they may have had someone recently pass away in their life. They're grieving. They may be going through some rough times at work. Whatever it may be. I'm sensing the presence here. Someone who you love, who you get a lot of happiness from, may be busy. So they might not be as committed to pouring energy into the relationship right now. And again, I feel tempted to say, during this time of healing, fixing and processing for them, it does not have to be devastating for you. It doesn't have to be a waiting period for you. That would be the worst thing you could do, is turn this into a waiting period. Like, oh my gosh, well, when will they start doing this again? No. Instead of waiting, give yourself the things that you need right now. Book yourself a vacation, spend more time with friends and family, spend more time, working on your goals, doing whatever you need to do. You know what I mean? Don't just wait around for this passion, this love. We have the Wheel of Fortune coming out upright. Big, beautiful, bold changes are taking place. Okay. There could be some surprises that come in for the month of April for you. Happy surprises. A change in circumstances definitely feels like big wins, big victory comes through, and you're a little bit surprised at how big it actually is, these wins that come through. We have the King of Cups in reverse. Yeah, this confirms what I was just picking up on, where it feels like somebody is just having to be emotionally a little bit more selfish right now in your life. And like I said, this could be like a close loved one of yours is grieving or processing or just going through their own stuff. So there might be a little bit less warmth there. And that may concern you. You may be getting insecure about that. And again, these two messages here, true love and self-love, are trying to say your sense of safety and peace and wholeness, you do not get that from a partner. You do not get that from your friends, your family, anyone else. It comes from within. It's a feeling that you create from within. And also this King of Cups is a reflection of you as well. When you're overly dependent upon other people for that sense of safety and security, you can sometimes be emotionally manipulative, passive aggressive when they're not meeting your needs, etc., etc. So this is a shadow wound that you're healing from within yourself as well. And you heal that by loving on yourself, showing yourself love, doing all the things that you want to experience in life, regardless of who is and is not going to be there with you on that journey. For example, you may have a partner who you love to death. Everything about them is the perfect partner, but maybe they don't like traveling. They're a homebody. And maybe you like traveling. That's like your only difference. You can still travel with your friends, travel by yourself, enjoy the things you enjoy, let them enjoy the things they enjoy. You don't need to depend every ounce of your happiness off of one person or someone else. And I don't know why everyone's readings this month has been really feeling to be moving out of codependency, all about love, romance, romancing oneself, even if you're single, and emotionally processing wounds of the past and whatever came up during eclipse season. We have the Four of Wands coming out in reverse as your final card out. And to me, I feel like things will be regaining a semblance of stability. but that stability is something that you're going to have to cultivate from within. That sense of safety is something that you're going to have to cultivate from within before you see it externally, So commitment, stability, feeling settled and happy in a relationship, in a lifestyle, these are all feelings you have to at first create within yourself before it manifests externally. So I see a lot of that happening in April. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Definitely like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe if you have not already. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there, shamanic life coaching sessions there, as well as my online tarot reading course, so check it out. Bye-bye.